Albert DeSalvo is infamous for being the confessed Boston Strangler, a serial killer who terrorized the city of Boston in the early 1960s. Born on September 3, 1931, in Chelsea, Massachusetts, DeSalvo was later convicted of unrelated crimes and was ultimately killed in prison. Between 1962 and 1964, a series of brutal murders occurred in the Boston area, primarily targeting women. The victims were strangled, and many of them were also sexually assaulted. The killer's modus operandi varied, but the crimes created a sense of fear and panic in the community. Albert DeSalvo was not initially considered a suspect in the Boston Strangler case. However, he gained notoriety in 1965 when he was arrested for a series of unrelated sexual assaults and armed robberies. While in prison, DeSalvo began confessing to the Boston Strangler murders. His detailed descriptions of the crimes convinced authorities that he might be the actual perpetrator. DeSalvo was never tried for the Boston Strangler murders themselves. Instead, he was convicted for his unrelated crimes and sentenced to life in prison. He was murdered in prison on November 25, 1973, under circumstances that remain somewhat mysterious. Despite DeSalvo's confessions, some doubts lingered about his involvement in all the Boston Strangler cases. There were inconsistencies in his statements and lack of conclusive evidence tying him to the murders. Advances in DNA technology in later years cast further doubt on his involvement in at least one of the murders. The identity of the Boston Strangler, or whether it was indeed Albert DeSalvo who committed all the murders, remains a subject of debate and speculation. The case remains a chilling chapter in criminal history and a reminder of the complexities involved in solving serial murder cases.